Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie where the coyotes howl.
20 years ago, I started taking notes on my sister-in-law, Claudia Russell, ranching alone in the Cuyama Valley of California. And I thought her story was so unique and moving, and she had so much depth to the history of her family as pioneering cowboys. I started making notes and writing songs about that. I began to think of a musical or a folk opera based around a man and a woman. He leaves her, she's ranching alone. And as I began to write the songs, it took more and more form.
Then lift your wild harps and fill your glasses. Sing up those lips, we'll kiss no more. Now I can see a map of Ireland in the dregs of bitters, in this empty glass.
There was a genre, it's called frontier musicals, that began in the, as far back as the 20s and 30s. Anything that had a Western theme they would call a frontier musical. My idea with this musical was to use that genre, the frontier musical, but cape it in more authentic lingo, dialogue, and songs, and use as the backdrop real traditional cowboy music.
Hey baby, get my soul. Thought I was your only one. Hey baby, get my soul. Won't you give me one peso? Y'all sing it one time.
Now I can see a map of Ireland in the dregs of bitters in this empty glass, and I can feel her breast against me, the rose of Roscrae, my Irish lad.
I wanted to tell this love story of a guy who leaves Ireland in the 1880s and torn away from his first love, the Rose of Roscrae, which is the main song, goes to America out of spite to become a cowboy, and one day they'll meet up again, he hopes, and reconcile. So I'm trying to reference a deeper history of American music and also use voices, raw, authentic American voices that I respect. In a way, I was kind of like a modern John Lomax collecting bits for this. Henry Reelbird I got over the phone in a cafe in South Dakota near the Custer Battleground, and I said, "Can you do a chant for me?" He goes, "Oh, let me go outside," and bang, he did a chant over the phone. Ramblin' Jack did some stuff over the phone. And I pieced all this together to give what I think, in my taste, is a picture of the West that I grew up with and love. I have a very dark sense of humor, and some of these songs could have been written by Warren Zevon, maybe. I mean, Hair, Trigger, Heart.
You know I've come to sing my story. I'm the Blackjack Davy of all those old gypsy songs. A loose cannon they have called me, a half-cocked cowboy Bonaparte. With my war bag full of cheap tricks, dead certain mister of a hair trigger heart. Everybody, oh baby, I got a hair trigger heart. I got a hair trigger heart.
Oh, the raven flies the valley, but he don't make a sound. Or the deserts refusing to look down, and the old songs I've forgotten, gone with the raven on the wing. And love no longer matters, and the wolves no longer sing.
Here's your plot. A guy comes out of a storefront in Brooklyn, wants to escape the big time, moves to the most outsider place in the world, El Paso, Texas, and concocts this massive, weird, dark folk opera on the West. They go, there's your hook, this crank at a piano. It puts me in good stead as somebody who's still creative after his 30th record. And I really think my records over the last 5 or 10 years have gotten stronger.
Hard time in Texas. Y'all clap your hands out there. A little louder. Yeah, Jerry Lee, come on. I'm getting hard time in Texas. Hard time.
It finishes the trilogy, which began with The Man from God Knows Where about Irish Norwegian immigration, Hot Walker, which was very out there, and then this is the biggest one of all, this double record with a book on the American West. So where it takes me, I don't know, but it kind of clears the table off for a while.
Look at the coffin, great golden handle. Isn't it grand, boys, to be bloody well dead? Let's not have a sniffle. Oh, let's have a bloody good cry. And always remember, the longer you live, the sooner